during the insurgency in Kashmir, which continues through 1995. Hilal Mir, a doctor based in Srinagar, agrees to perform an appendectomy on Ikhlaq, the leader of a terrorist group. To avoid detection, he performs the surgery at his house, much to the chagrin of his wife Ghazala, who questions his allegiance. The following day, during a military raid, Hilal is accused of harboring terrorists. A shootout ensues at his home, during which Ikhlaq is killed and Hilal is taken away for questioning. The doctor's house is subsequently bombed to kill any other terrorists hiding inside. Sometime later, Ghayala's son Haider returns from Aligarh Muslim University to seek answers about his father's disappearance. Upon arrival, he is shocked to find his mother singing and laughing along with her brother-in-law, Khurram, Hilal's younger brother. Unable to understand Ghayala's behavior, he begins searching for Hilal in various police stations and detention camps with the help of his childhood sweetheart Arshia Lone, a journalist, whose father, Parvez, is a police officer. Winter arrives in Kashmir, saddened by the growing closeness between Ghazala and Khurram, and still unable to find any leads. Haider begins to lose hope. However, Arshia encounters a stranger, Rudar, who has Haider contact him to receive information regarding his missing father. Rudar, who is part of a pro-separatist group, explains that he and Hilal were both imprisoned in a detention camp by a counterinsurgency militia formed by Khurram. The group had both Hilal and Rudar executed. But Rudar survived and is meeting Haider to pass on Hilal's final wish for Haider to take revenge on Khurram for his betrayal. Devastated and enraged, Haider begins behaving erratically, shaving his head and staging public demonstrations against the government and AFSPA. Khurram takes him aside and claims that Rudar was responsible for Hilal's death. Haider is put off by the conflicting claims of Hilal's demise despite knowing the truth himself, and confides his dilemma to Arshia, showing her the gun given to him to kill Khurram. Arshia, in turn, confides about Haider's actions to Parvez, who in turn passes the information forward to Khurram, who orders Haider institutionalized during a ceremony officiating his marriage to Ghazala. The following morning, Haider prepares to kill Khurram, but morally abstains from it on seeing that Khurram is in prayer. He is captured by Parvez, who orders him executed. However, Haider escapes and brutally murders his two captors, the Salmans, former friends of his who became informants for Parvez while he was away. He contacts Rudar, who suggests that he travel to Pakistan to receive military training. Haider calls Ghazala to inform her that he is going across the border. But Ghazala meets with him before he leaves at the ruins of their family home. She admits informing Khurram about the presence of terrorists in her home on the day of Hilal's arrest, but claims to have been unaware at the time that Khurram was Parvez's informant. Parvez receives word of Haider's whereabouts and arrives at the house to assassinate him. But Haider kills him first and escapes. Arshia is emotionally traumatized on learning of her father's death at the hands of her lover, and commits suicide. Meanwhile, Ghazala finds Rudar's contact number from Arshia's diary and calls him. Haider goes to his pickup point, the graveyard where Hilal was buried. However, he spots a nearby funeral, which he realizes is for Arshia. He defies the advice of his handlers and interrupts the procession, leading to a fight with Arshia's brother Liaquat, who dies in the scuffle. Khurram and his men arrive at the house, engaging in a gunfight that leaves most of Khurram's men dead. Ghazala is dropped off at the house by Rudar and begs Khurram for a chance to get Haider to surrender. Haider remains insistent on revenge, but Ghazala warns him that revenge merely begets revenge. She bids him farewell and returns to Khurram's men. where she detonates a suicide vest given to her by Rudar. Khurram is gravely injured and his men killed. Haider prepares to kill him, but remembers Ghayala's parting words discouraging revenge. He walks away from the site of the blast despite Khurram's pleas to end his life.